Command Center access granted. Welcome to the Command Center, Captain. Engaging forward control panel.
Well, hello, welcome aboard. Glad to have you here as we dive a little bit behind the scenes of game development. Tonight I am working on my tower defense game, D.A.D.S. So, yeah, it's been a while since I've dived into it, but need to get back into it. Want to push on this one and see if I can't get this one completed. So we're going to work on that. I do need to work on resetting all my audio again because I noticed OBS again is not giving me any audio. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, let's start off by heading out a little bit here into space. We'll head away from our home planet here. Let's see. Make sure that looks good. Okay, cool. Yeah, sit back, buckle up. Here we go. I'll head out while I work on starting to reset these. So unfortunately, it's going to take me a minute to get through all these before I can dive into the project. I can show you kind of what I'm working on. I'm also probably going to need to take a few minutes to refamiliarize myself, to be quite honest, with where I was at, because it has been a while since I put in some time on this one within Unity. And so I think I know kind of some next steps, but I just might look around for a minute and just sort of refamiliarize myself with the structure and how good my code is or bad my code is, if that makes sense, so that I know what I'm getting into. Because I've got so many projects that, you know, it's easy to think that I've done, like, laid it out a certain way, and I can easily be thinking of a different project. So, yeah, that's that. Let me go ahead and pop the view screen up here. I think, let's see, could be, oh shoot, I didn't pay attention to where I left off. Turn this off, and we'll go to mute. This one's off, there we go. This is such a hassle, I gotta be honest. I don't understand why I have this problem with OBS every time. Basically, it seems like now, every time I restart OBS, I lose the ability to hear any of my audio. So, like, I think it's playing for you guys, but I can't hear it in my headphones, so my monitor output. So I have to, the only way I've found to fix it is to switch the source off and then back on again, but I have to do that manually for each and every source. If anyone happens to be a streamer and you're watching this and you know a better way, or you've had this issue and you've been able to resolve it, please let me know. That would be a monster help. Alright. Mic. Okay. Switch these. So I'm just gonna keep going through all these. I have so many sources. That's the problem. So I think at the beginning of next week, unfortunately, I shouldn't have to do this, but it's better than going through all this. I think I'm going to have to write a program that will essentially go through and do all of this for me. And then that way at the start of my program I can just run that and hopefully avoid this issue in the future. It's going to take some work though to set it up, but I guess I'll only have to do it once. My big concern is depending on how I can access, it depends on what's available. I'm hoping I don't have to refer to each of these manually. That's my concern, is that you may have to go through each one manually, which means every time I add a source, I would have to remember to add it to the code, or it will skip that source. And that's also no good. All right. Just getting these all situated, and then we can dive in here. So, for anybody who doesn't know, since it has been a while since I've worked on it, D.A.D.S is the game, and it is an acronym for the Division for the Advancement of Defensive Strategy. And it is basically it is a tower defense game, but what's one of the unique things about it is that it is meant to be all played from behind your radar screen. And so you're not seeing actual enemy units or even your own units. You're seeing blips on the radar that represent those units. And the game is very audio driven. And so lots of character voices, and basically they are checking in with you on the radio. And so they're updating you as to the situation on the radio, and you're kind of sending out the commands to your units. And yeah, it's protecting the base from alien invasion. And it's meant to be a little bit fun. This spawned from a game jam project where we were tasked with coming up with a game that was monochrome, that used no music or sound effects other than the human voice, and was in the tower defense genre. There may have been another restriction, but I can't recall off the top of my head. That's sort of the foundation, though, of what kind of prompted me to create this game, where I came up with the idea, trying to come up with something that would be monochrome, that I would be able to use only the human voice. And so I thought this idea of sitting behind your radar screen and doing everything over the radio was a cool concept. And so this is kind of how the game looks. You get your screen layout here. You're getting readings on your power for the base, your support level, your supply level. You can see these squares in your radar represent buildings. You can see your facilities, your different buildings listed over here. And so if you click on one, it flashes where it is, so you can see which one it is you're talking to. This one's flashing to let us know that we have something in store for us. I need to make sure that I have my desktop audio turned on, because I don't know if you guys are going to be able to hear this. Let me see. Desktop audio. Turned off. So let's turn it on. And we'll turn it up a bit. And let's see. So as you're playing the game, it flashes at you to let you know you've got incoming call from this unit.
Standing by.
So we hit that, and we can, now that we have that unit selected, we have options for that unit here to give it a directive. So we can say, okay, let's set a defensive position out here.
Orders received.
We can use our radar controls up here to change the kind of zoom level to see further out on our radar screen. We can also use this range button to see the range that our units and towers can impact. So sort of some controls on our radar there. This one's flashing again, so we've got a message from our unit.
We've reached the coordinates. Defensive position has been established.
So then we could, like build a tower. So construct a tower site, and it's free form. So instead of like a lot of tower defense games where you have very set positions, this is where your towers go. You have total free reign over where you place your towers to build up kind of a defense. So, we'll just build one right there.
We've reached the coordinates. Work is still underway.
That line didn't quite work in that situation there. The work is still underway. It's supposed to be if you click on it while it's under construction, not at the start of construction. So might have a bug there. But I've got a whole bunch of different voices. That is the one thing that I did work on this game over the past couple of months, is basically doing all the editing and putting together clips for all the different character voices. So I've got a lot of clips, but I think I've only got 3 different voices inputted into the game here. So we need to set up the remaining voices characters that I have in here. So that is one option for us to work on. Let me put together a poll, create some options. Let's see. Next task. So we can add character voice clips. Another thing I need to do is I need to create like a mask that is going to, so for example, when an enemy comes in, I recall that it can spawn like out here, and we want it to only be seen if it's in our radar screen range. So I'm going to create a little mask that can set behind this, that basically only the radar screen, anything within that range is visible. So we'll put that down, radar mask. And then what else do we need to do? There's a lot of stuff we need to do. We need to get when the enemies come in, we need to make sure that they actually, let's see, like I think they come all the way to the center and just disappear right now. And what we need to do is we need to get them to stop, and also basically determine a target. The different enemies are going to respond differently. It's going to be dynamic. Every game you play is going to be different, so it's a procedural type of setup where the enemy units might be targeting your units, or they might be going after power generators, or they might go after just whatever they come across first. I have a whole set of different circumstances, and so we need to set that up as well. I'll put that as one of the options. We'll put set enemy targeting. Okay. Let's start with those three. I'm going to set this in the poll in chat. So if you would like if any of those sounds more interesting to you than another, feel free to cast your vote, and we'll work on whatever task wins the poll. Character voices. What did I put? Enemy targeting and radar mask. Okay. So that gets us started. A few different tasks to kind of get the ball rolling. So pick your poison if you've got a preference there. How's everybody doing tonight? Hope folks are well.
Good morning!
Morning!
Good morning.
Oh, and in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
All right. Let's see. Get our radar sweep going here. Boom. This game, by the way, if you're new to it and it already looks interesting to you, even at this base level, it is available for wishlisting on Steam. So I encourage you to pop over there and give it a wish list. Would greatly appreciate the support. Let's see. All right, and then yeah, I mean, there's plenty of things that we can work on, but I'm gonna try to make this my Thursday night project. I'm gonna be working on it 3 days a week is the game plan, but 1 day a week on stream. So on Thursdays, this will be my stream project, and then I'll be also working on this project on Fridays and Saturdays earlier in the day before I'm live. So trying to balance things and, you know, give things a fair amount of time. And then yeah, we'll just we've got some various projects that we're going to introduce and stuff. Tomorrow, of course, being Friday, is our Game Jelly Night, which means that we will be working on Royal Rumble with the team. That is our Game Jelly project, which we call it that because it's not your typical game jam. And yeah, but we have a team of us that will be on working on that development. All right, this is cool. Let's see. But I feel like we've got a good foundation set up here, and it's just sort of a matter of getting the core setup is here, like placement of buildings, that mechanic is in here, you know, building your towers, all that kind of stuff, countdowns to when things are done. Let's see, where's our unit here?
Construction has been completed.
There we go. So let's build, I don't know, let's build a new, oh, we should go to our training facility and train a new guy, train a special ops unit.
Yes, sir?
All right, let's go send him to build. Let's have him build a support facility. Right
Orders
here.
received.
Oh, there's our little enemy unit coming in. And see, it basically comes to the center and then it like fades out. I don't know what's going on there. It's weird. So we need to figure out what's going on with that. Give it targeting, let it know where it's supposed to go and start attacking, basically.
We've reached the coordinates. Work is still underway.
And again, I need to fix that line. That's not
We're
right.
awaiting your directive.
Let's Let's do build another tower.
Yes, sir.
Sure, why not? I don't know.
Coordinates reached. Work is still underway.
Yeah, that work is still underway. I'm going to put that on the list. We need to fix work underway clip called incorrectly. That clip is supposed to be played if you select the unit like right now while it's still building.
Construction underway.
See, it's like it's reversed. It's playing the starting construction clips when it's already under construction, and it's playing the construction is, still underway when it starts. So we gotta flip-flop that, that's all.
Construction underway.
Yeah. All right, so we'll flip-flop those. That's all good. All right. Did we get a winner on the poll? All right. So it looks like our character voices. Did I see that correctly? I missed. There we go. All right. Let's go there, and we'll go there. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and stop the gameplay, and we'll pop into, I think we're going to work here in Unity. This isn't going to be scripted. What we want to do, I've already got a system in place, which I think is pretty cool, to where we have like a voice manager for each of these units, and basically, boy, I'm trying to remember. I got to remember all the details. When we create a new unit, it's going to look at the available voices. So we drop this into place. This is what I'm not sure of, is where I have that set. But essentially, okay, here we go. So, D.A.D.S. I'm trying to remember how I have this. I might be using the wrong clips, actually. I don't know. Maybe that's the problem with our backwards clips, too. Gosh, this is the problem with being away from our project so long. So I've got two different voices for the ops, the special ops unit. And I've got those all in here and created. And so I've got a voice manager for ops 1 and a voice manager for ops 2. And essentially, when we create an ops unit, it's going to randomly pick a voice and assign it to that unit. And if there's one that's not being used, like, then the next time it'll pick that one, so that they're not all the same voice. Currently, though, I only have 2 ops units. I want to add at least another couple, so that we can have several units without any duplicated voices. I think that would be cool. And then we have a whole bunch of other characters as well. For example, anytime you select one of your facilities, you're essentially going to be calling the person in that facility, whoever's managing that. So if you call your research lab, you're talking to your scientist who's there working on getting you new stuff and analyzing the data on the enemies and so forth. So I don't know. We got a whole bunch of voices. So we just need to bring these all in. So I just need to make sure that I do this correctly. So I want to see where I have. Let me see. I want to take a quick look at how I have this set up. I'm going to pop into the scripts really quick. Display. Here I can zoom in on this a bit. And if we look, for example, at, what is this script? Open Graphics Manager. I have no idea what this is. Video player. Scene management. Oh, that is for, okay, Open Graphics. Yeah, that's for our opening scene. All right, let's see. We have our, shouldn't we have like an audio manager or something? Yeah, this is why I need to review what I've got, because it's been so long outside the project that I lost touch with where I'm at. Voice manager mono. Oh, okay, that's for the, so here we have voice manager ops, and then we have the list of all the different clips. And what I've done is basically I'm referencing, I think it's a pretty clever system. What I'm doing is this determines an array. So this is storing for ops A, that is event A. I've got a whole script with, chart and all this stuff for what they all are, but so it's an array that I can basically drop however many audio clips that I got that are good for that voice. So if there's 2 for a voice, but then a different voice has 3, that's okay. It doesn't mess the code or break up the code, because I can just drop everything I've got for that action into this array when I drop these clips in. And then what it's going to do is down here, when I say select a clip, it's going to based on how many clips are available in that array, whether it's 1, 3, 5, it's going to randomly pick one of those clips to play. So we've got a select clip, which is going to queue it up for later, or we have a select and play clip, which is going to grab one and play it right away. And boom. So I think it's going to be with our, let's see, special ops unit. So essentially what we have is we have a voice manager ops variable, so the voice that's attached to the unit. So when it's created, we basically do a random out of available voices for that unit, have it pick that, and then that way, since we're using everything very generic, just A, B, C, so forth, then we can do that across, use the exact same code regardless of which voice is put in and regardless of how many clips are available for that voice, and it'll grab, so if we have 5 different units, it'll work. I don't know if I made any sense in explaining that. It wasn't the best way, but yeah. Anyway, I was kind of happy with coming up with that. I think it works well. I just need to make sure that I do the right thing to add in new voices. So if we have, for example, I feel like we're missing some scripts here. We have a tower, but like where, okay, we have a facility. All right, so apparently I don't have a separate script for the different types of facility. I just have a variable that's defining which one it is. I don't know if I love that, but I don't know also if I really need to go in and restructure it. It's probably okay. All right, so what we're just gonna need, we're gonna need a voice. That's the only problem I see is that, like for example, with the voice manager ops, I actually have it called voice manager ops. And so we would basically have to follow suit and create a separate script for each voice role so that if we have 2 or 3 voices but all for that same role, they all use that same script. That's going to allow for that functionality. But that means on the facility, I have one of 2 options. I either need to create a separate script for each of my facilities. There are 5: training, support, supply, research, development, and power. So there are 5 facilities. So I would either need to create a separate script for each of those, or we would probably need to create a variable for all 5 within the facility. Or a third option that we could do is we could create a voice manager script, and then each of these other voice managers could inherit the voice manager, so that instead of, like on our ops, instead of having on this special ops unit a voice manager ops voice, it would just be a voice manager voice, but it would still be the voice manager ops. I like that option, I think. I think that one sounds like a good approach. I don't know. Like any of them are valid. But I also don't mind the idea of creating a separate script for each facility. There might be some benefits to doing that as well. Let me see how difficult it would be to do. Although the code is not that bad, I think, for these facilities. It's just, you just have a separate, basically a constructor for each of the 5 on here, and that's the only thing that would change, is you'd just basically be creating 5 separate scripts and then pulling out, instead of having 5 constructors, you would only have 1 on each one that's different. But I don't know that it's necessary to go through all that with what we're doing. It's probably how I would do it if I started from scratch now, but I don't know that we need to rebuild. All right, this can get replaced. We're going to remove that. Let's go ahead and do a voice manager script like I was saying. So I'm going to pop back over into the Unity project. And let's see. Down here in our scripts, let's just create a new mono. Okay. Boy, a lot of stuff is different. I'm using an old version. I'm in 22. Whew, tough decision. I feel like I should upgrade. I feel like we should bump this all the way up to Unity 6.1 instead of this 2022 version. That might be a good thing to do. Let's save what we've got at the moment. And let's see how we go about this. I think I have to close it and then open the hub. All right, and here in our projects, we're gonna change the version to 6.1.2. I wonder if, I bet there's even a newer one. they post a new version every week now, and I'm not even joking. Anybody who works in Unity knows that. I kind of like that, but what I do wish is that they had sort of a little bit more auto integration with the new versions. I don't love the way you have to really you've got to go online to their site, find the newest version, download it, install it, then convert. It should be such a simpler process, I think. But all right, let's just move it to this one. 6.1.2. We're going to open, and we're going to change version. All right. Continue. Confirm. All right. Hopefully I don't break anything doing this. There may be a couple minor changes, but I don't know. We'll see. Part of what I want to do, if I keep updating my projects, then I can go and uninstall some of these older versions that I have that I don't have any projects relying on. That's another benefit. It's constantly updating. All right. This is obviously taking a minute, so that's all right. Well, I hope y'all are having a good week, good night, good day, whatever it is for y'all. And if you've got any fun project you're working on yourself that you want to share, feel free. Let us know what you're working on.
An officer has arrived in command center.
Welcome to the command center, Ludum.
Incoming transmission from archived footage.
Boom, 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 boom. Water, water.
Hydrate.
What can you do with water? You need water for the dishes, water for your hair, water for the fishes, and water for the clothes that you wear. Boom, 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 boom.
Thank you for the hydrate, sir. Welcome in and cheers to you. Yes, yes, yes. How is your evening? How was your day? Hopefully all is well. I feel like, ooh, we got some lag. Must be from this Unity project loading in. It is moving super slow, too. It is really crawling. Not sure why. It is really, really slow in opening this project up. I mean, I know we're converting it, but still, something almost feels wrong. It's not good. No, it is not. This is moving slow, too. Super slow. Wow.
That's not so good.
Indeed. Wow. I mean, it is crawling. That makes me a little nervous. Hope I didn't make a mistake upgrading this one. Well, well, well. All right. Well, I'm going to give it a minute, see if this thing moves at all. Keep our fingers crossed.
I'll be back.
Right. I have returned. Oh, I see why it got hung up. Or did it finish while I was away? That's what it looks like. Okay, good. All right. Cool. All right, importing TMP Essentials. All right. Good. Finally opened. Feel better. I was a little worried. All right. Now, boom, we're good there. I did not remember doing that, but that's okay. All right. now that we're in the new project, hopefully we don't have too many issues. I do see already, kind of hiding down behind this, a little message that says obsolete. And I remember I had to make all these changes on another program when I updated it. So let's swap these out really quick. Let me zoom in a bit for you. So it's just this right here, this find object of type, no longer exists. Instead, what we want to do is use find first object by type. So we do find first object by type. And that should fix that. So I'm just going to copy that because I have a feeling we are going to need it in several of these scripts. So I'm just going to flip through really quick and check. We seem to be good there. We're okay there. Here we go. This one's got some issues. So, boom. Just swap these out. Paste. Paste. Okay, this one's fixed. Facility, we're good. Game manager, we're good. Location manager is good. Location square. This one, we've got to make the fix. Tab. Okay. We fixed that. This one, open sequence, project. Yeah, we've got one in this one. There it is. Radar, no, looking okay. Ops unit, looks okay. Systems manager, unreachable code detected. Okay, that's just where we're going to drop in our new voices. So we're good there. Targeting manager. I think we're fine there. Tower. Looks fine. And the voice scripts. All right, I think we're good now. Let's save all. And see if we can compile this. And it is compiling. All right. Hopefully that's the extent of the issues with the upgrading to the different version. Boom. Oh, man. All right. Okay. Now that we have that resolved, let's go back into, we were looking to create a new script in here is what we were going to do. Create a new mono behavior script, and it was just the layout of that menu that made me realize I was in an older version, and so that's why I decided to upgrade. We're going to call this voice manager. And we're going to create an empty game object over here. that we will call Voice Manager. And what we'll do is we'll just drop all these other voice managers inside of this one. Just organizational, that's it. And we're going to attach our new voice manager script to our new voice manager object. And all right. Then what we can do is we can, on these other voice manager scripts, so if I go in here and go to voice manager ops, for example, then at the top of this script here, right here, instead of mono behavior, we are going to extend voice manager. Okay. I think this is going to help us out. So then we go in here to voice manager mono. We'll do the same thing. We'll go to voice. That one, you know what? I might not need to mess with this one. Let's not mess with this one right now, because this is just an introductory, like a character that does sort of the opening cutscene. It doesn't, this is not during gameplay. So, hello, welcome in, Kimmy Kish. Welcome. Glad you're able to make it. How's your day? Voice manager D.A.D.S. This one, on the other hand, we're going to do extend voice manager. All right, we're going to save those. We're also going to go into our special ops unit script, and we're going to change this voice manager ops voice to just a voice manager voice. That's the whole purpose of that change that we made. Good day. Been fairly productive. I created a new system. I think I only did it yesterday. I'm all about organizational, like I'm very like organized, task oriented, sometimes like to a fault. And so yesterday I felt like I needed to make some changes to my schedule, my agenda, my weekly planning. So I sat down and I rethought my week and my priorities and my projects, and came up with a new system where I break my day into thirds, and I have a different project for each part of the day: morning, afternoon, evening. I've got a whole bunch of other stuff thrown in there as well, but in terms of my coding projects, my game development projects, and business tasks and stuff. And so I spend my morning hours focused on one project, and then the afternoon on a different project, and the evening on yet a different one. And I sort of mix and match it throughout the week, so that I'm doing 3 days on a project, 3 days on another project, so on and so forth, so they overlap in different ways. And I tried to mix up the day parts so that I didn't feel like the days were repetitive, and so that like if I'm better in the mornings than I am in the evenings, it doesn't bog me down, or I don't, like, one of my projects doesn't suffer. So I try to mix it up, and I'm going to see how that goes. And I feel like today was the first day following that agenda fully, and it went really well. It was really kind of cool getting to kind of work on some stuff that I might not have otherwise, and to kind of take some other stuff off the table, out of, not going to worry about for a while. But one of these projects that I want to get back into is this one. You keep getting stuck on level 18 on Pandemonium, but it's cool. I'm working out slowly but surely. Gotcha. Well, one cool thing about Pandemonium, for anybody who doesn't know this, is that if you do get stuck on a specific level, no matter how many times you get stuck on that level, and like if you get locked out and run out of moves, you won't continue to lose bamboo. You only lose bamboo once per level. And so a lot of other games of this genre, you can, like, if you have 5 lives, then if you get stuck 5 times, boom, you're locked out. Now you got to make a purchase or you got to wait. With this one, if you know you're stuck on the same level for 10 times, and I'm not saying that's going to happen necessarily, but if it does, you won't lose your bamboo. You can keep going, keep going. You're only going to lose 1. So, kind of cool. It has a vengeance I wasn't prepared for. That's funny. Well, hopefully everybody who's playing has the latest version. If you don't have auto update on your phone, you might want to check and make sure you've got the latest version. Been working on making sure I take care of any bug reports that come in. I've still got a couple items to deal with, but definitely gotten a lot of that squared away. Love it 2010. I highly recommend it. Thank you. I appreciate that. We're in a commercial break now, so everybody missed that, but that's okay. They see it in the chat. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. 20 out of 10 is a pretty good score. Let's see. Yeah, I'm hoping to get a few more things polished up, touched up on it, working a little bit more consistently, and then we'll probably start making a push on some marketing, try to get the word out there a little bit more. Right now, we've got some social media posts out there, and that's about it. But I want to put together some more, like, I don't know, content, commercial feel stuff, some different feature clips, all kinds of stuff like that. I'm like, I promise I can make a pair of 3, and it's like, nah, try again. So how big is your board? How many rows and columns do you have? Because it's not based on the level. That can vary for every individual. Somebody might have, a real big board on level 10, whereas somebody else might be still at the 5x5. That's sort of the bigger measure. And that's what can make it harder to move past a level, is if you're not getting those panda bonuses and growing your board. Then it gets harder. Yes. 5x6. See, so you've only had 1 panda bonus. That's probably what's making it more difficult. I'm not crying, you're crying. It's yeah. It's tough. It's easier said than done, but you gotta get those panda bonuses. You gotta prioritize the pandas over everything. There's your new tip for the day. Let's see. But I'm glad you're playing it and enjoying it. Thank you so much For anybody who might be watching who doesn't know what we're talking about, Pandemonium Puzzle, now available on iOS and Google Play, so App Store and Google Play. Thankfully, my sister has been here, so she completed 3 levels for me. That's funny. Good stuff. Good stuff. Well, you should be getting a package any day. She sees things you don't. Yeah. Especially with the diamonds. The diamonds make it really tricky to see stuff. But, I know it shipped. I got the message saying it shipped. When was that? I don't remember when I got that message. But I know I did. I know I got that message. Let's see. There we go. Let's see. It was shipped yesterday, and it's saying that it is going to arrive sometime between Friday and Monday. That's a pretty big range. Looks like, yeah, Friday to Monday. Did you have a nice dinner? Did I miss that portion? Okay, that's bad. If you're expecting me to be eating on stream, I did have dinner. I just had some like chicken and rice, but I ate it before my stream. So yeah. I can type. I promise. That's funny. All right. Boom. All right. So, working on this new game. It's not new, but it's kind of new to anybody who's been watching of late, because I have not worked on this project in a while, especially on stream. I have not. So this is my tower defense game called D.A.D.S, which is available on Steam for wish listing, and was originally a game jam project that I created and wanted to finish it up and actually make it a marketable game. Let me pop open here. So I actually hired a voice actor who did a whole bunch of the voices, character voices for the game, and I've done a lot of work editing and preparing all of the audio clips. It is a very audio heavy game. This is what the screen looks like. It's basically, it's just a radar screen. The game is played, I got a compile error. Okay, what do I have? Where did we get an error? Boom. I don't know where we have an error. 12 errors. Whoa, that's not good. Oh, it's because I changed. Is it because I changed this? well, that's not good. Voice. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to add on our voice manager script. So I can show you the game momentarily. I've got to fix these errors before I can play the game now that I've broken it. But all we've got to do is go over here to our voice manager. Let's see, we need the new voice manager script. Darn. All right, I don't see it in here, so we got to open it from here. Here we go. Let me zoom up on that. And I think all we really need to do on this is simply add, let's add a public, there's going to be a different, how do we do this? Man. Did I do this backwards? No, I did this the right direction. I'm tripping myself out here. The reason this is tricky, what I'm trying to do is create a single method that I can call for every different type of unit. You know, I might just go back to creating a separate one for, let's just get rid of this. Let's go back to, let's change this to a mono behavior. We'll correct this, put it back the way it was. Mono behavior. All right, and then our voice manager ops, change this back to a mono behavior. Okay, and let's save that. Does that fix our errors? 0 out of 14 errors. Oh my goodness. Special ops unit. Special ops unit. Oh, okay. We just got to go back and add voice manager ops. Boom. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. There's that. All right. Now we have one error. One error. Voice manager line 6. Voice manager line 6. Yeah, no doubt. We can just get rid of this. Delete. Let's move this down here. Let's save. And we have 0 errors. Let's open this back up. And it is compiling. Okay. Now we've freed up our errors, hopefully. All looks good. And let me kind of fit this on screen a little bit better. Here's the bottom. There we go. Bottom of the screen. Okay. So this middle part of the screen here, where you see all the blue, bluish, greenish, this is your game screen. And this is basically the whole game is played from this view, like behind your radar screen. The game is very audio based. So instead of being out in the field where you're actually building your towers and seeing the aliens coming in and, you know, moving your units around, you are doing all of that from behind your radar screen. And so you're getting radio check-ins from your units. So when it flashes over here in our column for our units, it's showing that this unit has a message for us. So we click on it.
Yes, sir.
And, you know, we can then select, with him selected, we can send him out to, for example, let's construct a tower out here.
Orders received.
And so he'll go build us a tower up there. And you'll see he'll flash again as soon as he has another message for us.
We've reached the coordinates. Work is still underway.
All right, and then that second clip is wrong. We've got that backwards at the moment. And then we can go like to our training facility. We can select that in our list of facilities. We go training facility, and we'll train another unit. We need to add a timer to that. It shouldn't happen instantaneously, but...
Yes, sir?
We grab that. We get a different voice. Different unit, different voice. And we take that one, and we can, I don't know, set a defensive position. We can send him out here.
Yes, sir.
And, yeah, you know, this is sort of the core base. We can change our radar view to zoom in or out accordingly.
We've reached the coordinates. Area secure.
All right. So that's kind of the gist of it. At this stage, you've got some readouts for your power supply, your support, your supplies, all that for your base buildings here. You can construct additional buildings, and try to build up a defense for when the aliens start invading you. And so yeah, this is the game. Hopefully you've seen something on the website or on Steam. I've got some stuff out there for it, but this is a game I would love to get finished up so that we can release it as well. Yeah. So this is looking to make this our first release on Steam. All right. So yeah, that's the deal. So right now, the task I'm trying to accomplish is we've got 3 voices in here right now, but I have about, gosh, I don't know how many voices I have. 10? Let me see. A lot of different units, a lot of different voices for your buildings and stuff like that. And so I just need to basically recreate and get these in here. So that's what I am working on now. So we'll pop this open, head back over here to our code, zoom in, and so we've got this voice manager like for the ops, and I've just created an array for each different action that the ops unit can take. And so then I can just drop however many clips that I have for that unit into that array, and it will randomly pick one of those clips to play. So we want to take this same concept, essentially just copy this over and for another unit. So I'm just going to go down the line in order of my script and just start adding these. So let's see. We have the D.A.D.S voice in there already. Let's add the research dev tech. Okay. Oh, I've got this all sorts of different order. Okay. Research dev tech. Supply, support, trainer. Oh, I don't even see it. Where's my script for the research dev tech? My goodness. Is this it? This looks like it. Okay. There's a lot of paperwork for this. I've got a lot of paperwork. All right. So what I'll do is I'll pop back over into Unity really quick, and I'm just going to grab this voice manager ops. No, I don't want to do that. I want to actually create a new script here. So down here, let me zoom out. Down in our scripts, I'm just going to create a new one. We will create a mono behavior script, and we will call this res dev. No, we're going to call this voice manager res dev, research and development. Okay. And then up here, we'll create a new object. And we'll call this voice manager res dev. Okay, and we'll attach our script to our object. And then we will open our script. And now what I can do is just come over to this ops unit, and I'm just going to copy this script. And I'm going to drop it into our new voice manager res dev. Okay. And then the only thing I have to do is delete any of these letters that I don't need. So I'll check my script. We have an A, a B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, K, L, L. Some of it's out of order. M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y. Looks like we go through Y. Why? I don't know. So that means I can delete in the script the Z and the double A. We'll just delete those two. All right. Save. And pop back into Unity. And so now what we have is an object with all these arrays over here, A through Y. And we need to import. I don't know if I already imported. Let's check. Audio, it doesn't look like it. Okay. So we need to import all the clips that I made. So we'll create a new folder, and we'll call this one res dev, and we'll open that up, and then we'll open the folder on my computer. Sorry for the white blinding. D.A.D.S audio, tech. Okay, and we got all our clips. We should just be able to hit Control A to grab everything. And we'll just drag these over into Unity. And it will add all of these audio clips. Okay, boom. And then I think we're good there. So now that we have all these, they're already named according to those arrays because I've done this all off the same script. So all of these audio clips have like Tech A, Tech A2, Tech A3. So all the A's go into that A array that we just created, and so on and so forth. If anybody's curious, here's what this character voice is. Here's what he sounds like. I'm just going to play the first one. I have no idea which one this is. But, okay, wait. We'll play it here.
We've got some new information for you from our collected data.
All right. That seemed awfully quiet for you guys, but that was that. All right. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go to our voice manager, ResDev. We're going to lock this on the screen. We're just going to grab all of our A's and we're going to drag and drop them into array A. Uh-oh, it's not letting me. Why? What? Why won't it let me drop them in? Oh, that's not good. What did I do? Audio source. Oh, I think I know what I did wrong. I've got to actually drop them into the scene. We've got to, yeah. Ugh. So we've got another step we've got to do here. Okay. We're going to select them all. And we're going to drag them all up into the voice manager RevDes object up here. That was bad because it actually attached it. We don't want that. Remove component. Let's try again, just dragging them into the scene, into the hierarchy, but not as a child of any other object. Just grab it here, boom. All right, we added them all. Now we can move them all into the object. There we go. Okay. And now while I have them all selected, let's go down here and turn off play on awake because we do not want it to play automatically. I'm also going to check the audio level and make sure that it seems decent.
We've got some new information for you from our collected data.
I mean, I can see that it's coming through low to you guys, but what I can't tell... Oh, why did we not get our Cylons?
Incoming transmission from archived footage.
Water, water, what can you do with water? You need water for the dishes, water for your hair, water for the fishes, and water for the clothes that you wear. Boom, 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 boom.
Cheers. Thank you for the hydrate, Sir Ludum. Ah, there we go. All right. Staying hydrated. How's it going? How's it going? Home now. Nice. Nice. That's all good. All right. Let me ban this bot. There we go. All right. Boom. One of Cam's pots finished print. Ooh. Ooh. Exciting. Nice. That'll be interesting to see. Very cool to see. Very cool. All right. So, where are... I think we would just need to hear it in comparison to the rest, but I have a feeling... I don't think I did anything to modify these volume on any of the rest of these, so they should all be pretty consistent. So I'm just going to leave them all for now. And now let's just drop these into these arrays. So I'm going to grab this voice manager ResDev. I'm going to lock this screen. I'm going to grab all of our A's, drag them into array A. Now I'm going to grab all the B's and drag them into array B, C, D, E, F. I think you get the idea. G, H, I, J, K. Now grab L. Now we grab M. Wow, we got 9 clips for M. Whew. N. O. P. Q. All right, R is going to be a problem. We've got 2 different. We've got R, A, and R, B. Same with S and T. Okay, I'm going to have to create arrays for those in the script. So let's switch it back over to the code really quick, and let me add an R, S, and T. Did it come out good? Are you happy with it? Sorry, that's directed at Ludum. Paste. And we're going to call this RB. And this will be RA. And then we'll do SA. Copy. Paste SB. And then we'll do TA. Copy. Paste. TB. Save. And then we'll switch back into Unity. It came out all right. Needs some sanding naturally, and the frog spites are kind of flimsy, which I warned her about. Okay, so making some adjustments. I'm going to print another. Okay. All right. At least I can bring a few types and kinds for her to see. Cool. I'm sure she'll be psyched. She'll be super excited to see. Very cool. Very cool. All right, we've got RA. Drag into here. We've got RB. We've got SA. SB. TA. TB. U. We got 8 different U clips. Oof. V. W. Those didn't take. W. X. And Y. All right. This voice character is all set up. I can raise this up a little bit. And maybe you guys will be able to hear it now if I play a clip or two. Let's see what this one is that's got like 9. This one's got 8 different takes that I kept. Wow. What's this one? I'm just going to play one randomly here. Let's see. Oh. I got to select it down here.
Research and Development Lab is more efficient than ever.
It's going. It's going. Going. So that's you. What was another one that we had a ton of? M. Let's grab one of these random M's.
More power! Easier said than done, of course, but we'll figure it out.
All right. I love it. It's going to be so fun. All right. So now we've got our tech all in there, that voice. So now we just got to step through that process for a handful of other voices as well. So we're going to pop back over to our scripts, and we're going to add a new script. Create mono behavior script, and this is going to be called Voice Manager. Which one do we need? Oh, let's do the trainer. Voice Manager Trainer. All right, we'll give that a moment to compile. Then we're going to create an empty object in the Voice Manager called Voice Manager Trainer. And then we're going to add our Voice Manager Trainer script to our Voice Manager Trainer object. And then we're going to open the script. And I'll zoom up on it here for you. All I'm going to do is delete everything that's here. And we're just going to copy the ops unit script. We're just going to grab everything from the middle of this, copy, and add it to our trainer, paste. Okay. And then we need to check our script to see how many of these arrays we need for the trainer. Special ops. Supply support trainer. We have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L. It only goes through L. So we can just delete all of these arrays. Okay. Simple as that. Now that script is done. And now we pop back into Unity. And now we go to our audio and we add a new folder. And this folder is going to be trainer. And I should have been making folders. Like, let's start now. Trainer. Let's make a folder within it that says voice 1. That way, if I get another person to voice this, I can add it easily without getting them mixed up. All right, trainer. So we'll go to voice 1. And we'll just drag in. We're going to go up to our trainer folder, do a Control A, drag and drop all of those files into Unity. All right. And then we select all of them here. And we drag them into the hierarchy. Remove play on awake. And then we drag them all into our voice manager trainer. And then we drag each group in. So A's in A, B's, B, C. This is where organization pays off because I've got this set up in a way where all of this is all the work I put into labeling and organizing this correctly is paying off because it's so quick and easy to set this up. And it's going to be to add to our code, to play them. And it's going to work really well with integrating future voices. H, I, uh-oh. We have an I1 and an I2. Doggone it. We a J. This is very confusing the way I wrote these notes. I1, I2. These are sequential. So I need both of them. Yeah. And then J. J is randomized. So why do I have AB1? That makes no sense. The J are random, so they can all go in. But I need a separate I. So I'm going to pop over into the script really quick, and I'm just going to copy the I array. Paste. And I'm going to make an IA, and an IB. Save it. Pop back over to Unity. All right. And then we grab I. See, now I'm confused. I have I1 and I2A and I2B. I1 is going into IA. And I2 is going into IB. Sure, that makes sense. All right. J is all going together. K and L. All right. And if anybody's curious, we can play a clip or two. You can hear this voice. This is our trainer. Nope, I don't want to do it that way. I want to go here, remove this, and we're going to play it here.
Sir, we desperately need to train a special ops unit.
No. Keep doing the same thing.
Sir, there's no power on the base at all. We need to construct a power facility.
So, all right. That's our trainer voice. All right. Let's add the next one. What do we got? Power facility. Sure. Power facility. If I can find it. There it is. Power facility. We only go through H. All right. Okay, so we're going to add an empty object. This is going to be our voice manager power. And we're going to go to our, let's see, might as well add our audio folder called Power Facility. And in here, let's go ahead and import power, Control A, drag and drop. Okay. Grab all of these, drag them up here, drag them into there, turn off play on awake. Now we need to go to our scripts. And we're just going to create a new script called Voice Manager Power. We'll let that compile. And then we drag it onto our Voice Manager Power object. And we open it up over here. Delete the code it comes with. And then we'll grab our ops code, copy it, go into power, paste it. And we only have through F, right? No, H. H. So we can delete everything from AA through I. Okay. Save it. Open up Unity. All right. And now we go to here. And we drag all of our A's. Oops. We gotta lock this. All right. Grab all of our A's. Drag them into array A. Grab all of our B's. Drag them into array B. C. D. E, F, G, and H. Beautiful. All right, this guy's done. If you'd like to hear how this voice sounds, our power facility guy, I can play a couple clips here for this one. For anybody who's interested, let's go to our power facility. Oh, I forgot to create a voice one. Darn it. All right. I'm just going to grab a couple at random, see how they sound.
Boss, power to the base is limited. We need another facility. We don't have crew to maintain facilities or support our units.
And that's how our power supply guy character sounds. All right. All right, what do we need next? These are some good voices. Thank you. Yeah, I think they are too. Kudos to Michael Schwalbe. He is my voice actor who did, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 voices for the game. So, all right, let's see. Next, let's do the supply facility. So we're going to add an empty object. This is going to be for voice manager supply. And we'll add a folder, supply facility. And in that, I'm going to create a folder called Voice 1. And in that, we're going to go to the computer, grab all the supply voices, and we're going to drag these in. Okay. And let's go ahead and add them up top while we're at it. We'll just grab them all, drag them into our hierarchy, drag them into there, turn off play on awake. All right, now let's go to our scripts and add a new mono behavior script called Voice Manager Supply. We'll let that compile. And now we're going to grab that and add it to our object and open it up. Delete the junk in here. Go to our ops and we'll copy this code. And go to our supply and paste the code. All right. And then let's trim the extra ones that we don't need. For the supply, we only need, what did I do? I lost my place in my script. Supply, here we go. G, that's it. Only through G. Okay. So we can delete all these arrays. H through AA are gone. Save the file. Pop back into Unity. All right, and now we go here, lock that, and we just drag them in. So we got our A's into A, our B's into B, our C's into C, D, E, F, and G. All right. That's that one. For anybody who's curious, I'll play a couple of this voice. This is our supply facility guy. Let's see. Oh, wrong button. Keep doing that. Unlock, play.
We have no power on the base at all. We need to construct another power facility.
Ugh, I keep doing that.
Supplies are rapidly depleting. Maintaining optimum functionality will not be possible.
All right. There's some good ones in all of these. Like those are some pretty basic ones, but there's a couple. There's a couple of funny. There's some funny clips in there with these. That, a lot. He had me laughing a lot when we were recording. Let's see. All right, so now we got the supply in. Next, let's do the support facility. Also A through G. So let's just copy the supply one. All right, so let's add an empty. This is going to be voice manager support. And then under audio, we're going to create a new folder called support facility. And inside of that, we'll create a new folder that is voice 1. And inside of that, we're going to drop in all of our clips. Support. Control A. Drag and drop. Boom. And let's bring all of those into the hierarchy, bring them all into this guy, and remove play on awake. Okay. Go to scripts. Create a new script called voice manager support. Drag that up there onto our, oh, we gotta wait until it finishes compiling. Drag it up onto our item. Open it up in the editor. This time, instead of copying the special ops, I'm going to copy the supply voice because it is going to be the exact same number of arrays. It's already set. Save. And let's pop back into Unity. And if we go to our script, lock it, and we can drag and drop our clips. All the A's, to A, all the B's, C, D, E, F, and G. Okay. And for anybody who wants, I will give you a sample. Our support facility. Guy sounds like this.
With this work now completed, we can expand our operations to your specifications, sir. Would you be a chum and send some help for us, please?
All right, so that's that guy. Who we got left? Let's see, supply, support. That might be it. Are we done with this? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That sounds like how many I said he did, right? 8. All right. I want to get some more, but for for now, these are going to allow us to get the coding in. Those are all the different character voices or characters in the game. So all I really want to do is to be able to get some additional options so that, like, for example, your training facility, if you have 2 different training facilities, it would be nice to have 2 different voices, you know, one when you go to this building and one when you go to that building, and so forth. I've only got 2 different ops voices at the moment, and then 1 of each of the 5 buildings. The D.A.D.S voice will only be the 1. I don't need any additional there, but the ops units and the 5 buildings, you know, getting some others thrown in the mix is something I'll probably be working on. Get some more voices in here. I'll probably do 1 or 2. Oh, we've also got the tower voice. Let's add that. We've got the tower voice. Let's see. And that's a different guy who did that. Let me grab. Let's do a new empty object. This will be voice manager tower. Okay. And down here in audio, we'll create a folder. Tower. Open that up. We're only going to have 1 voice for the tower as well. I don't need to worry about a voice 1 folder for that. Let's go open up on here and tower. This does not look right. Shoot, did I not edit these? I don't think I edited these. Doggone it.
1.
Okay. I am going to have to go through and edit these, I think, still for the tower voice. Let me see. Just play another one.
Defensive systems engaged. Defensive systems engaged.
Yep, those need edited still. Doggone it. Okay. That's fine. I'll add those later. Put that on the note. Edit tower voices. Edit tower clips. There we go. Okay. Well, we've done that, though. We've got all our other character voices in here. So that's awesome. What time do we got? We still got some time. Let's put up a poll and see what people would like to see. Let me do a poll. Next task. So we can work on our mask to go in our radar and block us from seeing anything outside of that radar range. Radar mask. We can work on our enemy targeting so that they actually know what to go after instead of just going to the center of the screen. We can work on work underway. We can basically set our ops voices correct because I think some of them are incorrect. We know for a fact at least one of them is, so we can swap special ops clips. Okay. And we can do our editing on our tower voice. All right. 5 minutes for anyone to vote who would like. If you have a preference on any of those 4 tasks, if one sounds more interesting than another, cast your vote, participate in the project, help guide my evening, all of the above. I feel like we need to change the status color in the room while we're doing a poll. Let's go to condition green. Thank you. All right. Let's go to dark mode though. Yeah. There we go. All right. So yeah, if you've got a preference on any of those tasks, throw in your vote, and we'll see what we can do to get moving on those. What you working on tonight, Ludum? I think Camille's fallen asleep walking. No? Yes? Were you ignoring me? What'd you say? I said I think Camille's falling asleep walking. Right now, adjusting another vase to print. Ooh, exciting. All right. Very cool. Cool. All right. Got about 3 minutes left on the vote. If anybody would like to vote on the next task for this project, go ahead and throw your vote in. You think this one will come out better? Okay. Are you still going to sand the first one, or are you just going to not spend the time on it because it didn't come out like you were hoping? Bum, 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 bum. Probably sanded a bit just in case. Got anything fun planned for the weekend? Wink, wink. I imagine it could still be pretty usable. Cool. All right. Right on. Sweet. Yeah, we were taking care of stuff today as far as getting some stuff in. I think we're going to go walk to the grocery store tomorrow to get all the remaining ingredients we need. We're going out to Good Buddy's house to hang out and eat. Yeah. Chat, have a good time. Maybe play some games. Yeah. We'll have fun. Cool. All right, if anyone else would like to vote, you still have time to get in your votes on our next task, working on our tower defense game here. Got about a minute left to get in your vote on which task. Working on a mask for the radar screen to block out stuff that's outside of the radar. Enemy targeting so that they kind of actually go after something instead of just to the center of the screen. Fixing the special ops clips to make sure it's playing the correct one to match the action. Or editing our clips for the tower voice. All right, get that. 1, 2. Cool. All right. So, yeah, a few seconds left on that. Feel free to jump in, cast your vote. Let's see. Oh, man. I have a feeling I'm going to be editing a bunch of tower voices tomorrow. Tower voice clips. It's probably going to be on the agenda. Not on stream, though. Tomorrow's stream is Game Jelly. So join us for that. That'll be fun as always. Boom. All right, so enemy targeting won the vote. So we are going to see if we can't get these enemies to go after the right target and interact a little bit instead of just wander into the middle of the screen. So let's take a look at accomplishing that. So I do have to refamiliarize myself with where I'm at a little bit here. Let's zoom in on the code. I think now that the poll is over, though, we should go back to condition blue, please. Thank you. But let's go to dark mode. Yeah, I like that. All right. Okay. 12-hour print. Here we go. Oh, man. Dang. That's a long time. Well, fingers crossed. Hope it all goes smoothly. All right. I cannot help but think. All I have in my head is that episode of The Big Bang Theory where Howard and Raj buy a 3D printer because they order these like action figures of themselves and they come back so bad. They're awful. And so they're like, wait, we could make our own. And so they buy a 3D printer and they make their own, which are super cool. But Bernadette gets mad because they spent $5,000. And she's like, $5,000 to make a couple of stupid dolls? And he's like, it's not just a couple of dolls. It's as many dolls as we want. And whistles. It's pretty funny. Must be an awesome printer for that price. Oh, man. It's funny stuff, though. But they're like high-end scientists. They can afford it. All right. So we're diving into our alien. So checking out our alien manager here. All right. So it looks like I've already created target mode where we have alien target, random range, 0 to 4. Okay, I get it. So what I did is I must have created an enum with 4 different options of what the target could be. So let's see if we can find that. It's probably on my game manager script. Yep, here we go. Alien target, closest, human, power, or supply. So these are the targets. So this is going to be determined procedurally, randomly. The aliens are going to either going to be, depending on the game, when it starts up, the target will become closest, meaning whatever it sees, it's going after. Otherwise, if it's human, it's going to actually target and seek out your ops units. If it's power, then it's going to go after the power supply buildings. And if it's supply, it'll go after your supplies. So there you go. Those are the targets. So we've already got that set. And it looks like we have it in place to determine what the target is going to be. So, let's see. Let's check. Do we set that? Oh, yeah, we determine it right at the start of the game. When this loads in, we determine what the target is going to be for that game. Okay. Now what we have to do is we actually have to take that target and write the code to apply it. So on the alien unit here, we have an update where it is moving towards whatever it's going to move towards whatever it's supposed to go to. So transfer position target. So what we need to do is set that target. That's the piece of the puzzle that we're missing. Currently, the target is just hard coded in as 000, the center of our screen. And so instead of that, we need to write a function that is going to use the calculated target to pick a location to target. So let's look at this. Let's look at our 4 options. I think I want to start the easiest one to do. Let's start small here. What are our 4? Game manager. Okay, closest human power and supply. So supply and power. Actually, the human one, all 3 of those should be pretty easy because I've already got in the somewhere, one of my scripts, I've already got an array storing all the supply facilities, an array storing all the power facilities, and an array storing all the humans. So we just need to grab a random off of these, or no, it shouldn't be random. It should be the closest one to where they come in. That's what it should be. So that's going to be the trick. And then closest of anything needs to look at all facilities and special ops units combined. So let's real quick, first of all, look at where I've got that array, and I think it's right here. We've got an array with facilities, which is all facilities. We've got an array with special ops units. So if it's just closest, we can look at those 2 arrays. If it's, I see something we're going to need to do for the voices. We're going to have to add a list of our voices like we did for the special ops unit right here. We need to do this for the rest. There's only one of each of the others, but as we grow the game, expand and get some more voices in here, we're going to want this list. So, you know what? I'm just going to add this in really fast while I'm here, while I'm looking at it. Public list of voice manager supply. We'll call it supply facility voices, and a public list of voice manager support called support facility voices, and we need a public list of voice manager trainer, and this is going to be training facility voices, and we need a public list of voice manager power, and this is going to be power facility voices. Okay, is that all of them? 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm missing one. Training, power, support, supply, and research dev. Public list voice manager res dev, And we'll call that Res Dev Facility Voices. Okay, do that. Copy that. And now back over here in Unity. Display, right screen, there we go. That is the game manager. I am just going to come down here and drag these voices into those appropriate ones that we just created. So we have ResDev, we have trainer, training facility, power facility, supply facility, support facility. All right. We're gonna need one for tower too. That's okay. Let's do that real quick. Why not? Public list. Oh, I haven't created a script for it or anything yet. That's okay. We'll take care of that tomorrow when I edit those clips. Okay. Boom. Boom. All right. Now we got that. At least that one little step added. Still got to connect the dots there, but that's okay. All right. Now let's go back here. And we want to take, so we have a list of all our supply facilities, all our power facilities, and all of our special ops units. So we can simply just look at the items in those arrays, and then we're going to have to go through, iterate through each of them to determine which one is closest. That's what we're going to have to do there. Boy, I don't like the way I organized this code. I really could have done this a little bit better. Maybe I should create a new script. Screw it. I'm just going to go with what I've got. Let's add, I don't feel like refactoring right now. All right. So we're going to create a public void. This is going to be, no, we don't want to do a void. We want to actually return and pass back a game object. Okay. Actually, do we want to make it a game object? We might actually want to pass back the specific thing we're looking for, meaning like our special ops units, the list is game objects. So let's just send the game object. All right, cool. So we're going to do public game object. And this is going to be called get closest ops unit. Okay. And so for this, what we're going to do is we're going to create up here a temp. We already have, cool. We already have a temp special ops unit. So let's use that. So down here, we're going to say temp special ops unit equals null. And then we're going to iterate through all of our special ops units that we have in play. So we're going to say for int I equals 0 as long as I is less than special ops units dot count. Then we will increment I. Okay, so as we loop through each of our units, what we're going to check for is we need to calculate the distance between the alien object and the special objects unit. So we're going to need to know where the alien is. So when we call this, what we're going to do is pass in the alien location. So let's just do a vector 2 that is alien LOC. Sure. Okay. And what we're going to need to do is create a variable to store the distance, the difference. So for that, let's store a float. So we'll do a private float called temp distance. Okay. And then we come back down here, and what we're going to do is we're going to set temp distance equal to you know what, let's add one more variable just to simplify this, which is going to be a vector 2. We're going to do a private vector 2 called temp location. Okay. So now down here, we're going to start by setting with the unit. We're going to set temp location is equal to special ops units I dot transform dot position location. Oh, I misspelled it. That's why. Special ops units position. Okay, there we go. That's what we want. Special ops transform. Okay, and then the distance, what we're going to do is we're going to take the, we're going to do a math F. We're going to do a math F absolute of, we're going to take the alien location dot x minus special ops unit, temp location, sorry, temp location dot x plus, we're going to copy this and we're going to add the y difference. Okay. And then, so now that we've calculated a distance, we're going to say if temp special ops unit is null, or if all right. Well, get some rest. Hope your print comes out good. Hope you're able to do it. How's the gym thing been working out in the early morning? I know you said you were struggling with it at first. Is it getting better? Hopefully it goes smooth for you and you have a good day. Could be better. Still trying to adapt. Fair enough. I got you. All right. Well, take care. Good night. Thanks for coming in. It's nice to hear from you as always. So, appreciate it.
Incoming transmission from archived footage.
Water, water, what can you do
Thank you,
with
thank you.
water?
And
You need water for the
cheers.
dishes, water for your hair, water for the fishes, and water for the clothes that you wear. Boom, 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 boom.
Oh, really? Oh, it's because the desktop audio is on. See, I turned it on so I could play those voices. I'll mute it. Mute. There we go. That should fix it. Let me return. There we go. All right. Got it, got it. Thank you, sir. Oh, here. I gotta do this. Where is it? There we go. Boom, boom. All right. We need one more variable up here. We need to store the shortest temp shortest distance. Good night. So that's going to be a float. We're going to say private float temp shortest distance. Okay. Now we're good. So now we're going to say up here, we're also going to, when we reset the special ops unit to null, we also need to set temp shortest distance equal to, gosh, I don't know. Let's put something ridiculous, like 9,999. Okay. Because then what we're going to do is we're going to check here with the special ops unit if it's null. So if there's no unit already set aside, it's automatically going to put the first unit that we look at into that slot. If there's a unit already there, we're going to check and see if our new calculated distance, so temp distance, is less than the temp shortest distance. Okay. If it is, then what we're going to do is we're going to set temp special ops unit equal to special ops units I. And we're going to set temp shortest distance equal to temp distance. Okay. So now this is going to cycle through all of them, and it's going to determine which one is closest. So should be good. Now, once we've looped through all of these options, then we're going to return temp special ops unit. And the thing that I'm realizing is we're setting the unit as the target. Do we want to set the unit as the target, or do we want to set the location of the unit as the target? The way I have the code set up right now, we're targeting the location. It's going to that location. But I feel like it should be targeting the unit itself. So let's keep this the way we have this, and let's adjust the targeting over here on the alien. So over here, we have it moving towards the target. What we'll do is we'll just, let's set a game object as the target, and instead of moving towards the target, we'll put target location, and we'll calculate that. Or we can just say, we can just change, here's what we do. Let's change target is currently a vector 3. Instead of that, we're going to do a game object. So target is now a game object. And we're going to, here we're going to create, here we're going to create a system to determine which one. It's going to be based on the alien manager target type. That's what we have to do. But here we can change this movement. Instead of going to the target, we can say target.transform.position. Now that's where we're going. So that'll work. Okay, so we just need to fix this. So for the alien manager, we have target mode. Target mode. Why do I not see that up here? There it is. Target mode is an alien target. Okay. So that's fine. All we need to do is look up the target mode from the alien manager. So in alien, first of all, we're going to need a reference to the alien manager. I didn't do instances in this one, so we're going to actually map it just to keep things consistent. So I'm going to do a public alien manager that we're going to call alien MGR. All right. And then down here, we're going to we're going to need to create and call a function that is going to set the alien target. So we're going to do a private void set new target. Okay, and for this, we're going to say if alien manager dot target mode is equal to alien target human. Then we're going to call the game manager. Do we have a reference to the game manager? We do not. All right. Public game manager game mgr. Okay. If alien target mode equals alien target human, then we're going to do game manager dot then we're going to say target is equal to game manager dot get closest ops unit, and we have to pass in the location of this alien. So we'll do we'll pass transform dot position. Okay. So this is set new target. So here, instead of this hard-coded, we're going to get rid of all this, and we're going to say set new target. Okay. All right, so now this is functional, but no target will be set if it's not picking the human one. So we do need to create some else ifs. Else. And we'll just copy this. Copy. Paste. Alright, else if alien manager target mode is power, then target is game manager get closest power facility, which we haven't created yet. And then we'll just copy that, paste, and we'll say if alien manager target mode equals dot supply, then get closest supply facility, and else we're going to do copy, paste, else target equals get closest target. Sure. All right. So now we need to go create those three functions. Over here in the game manager, we have this get closest unit. I am just going to copy this. And paste it. And we're going to change this to power facility. And we're going to say temp up here. We do have a temp facility. Perfect. So let's use that temp facility. And we'll do temp shortest distance, keep that. And so instead of looking at the special ops unit, we want to look at power facilities. Why is that not coming up? go up and look at our variables. Power buildings. Okay. So call it power buildings. Dot count. Okay. Temp location is going to be equal to power buildings I transform position. Temp distance, alien location, temp location, that's all going to stay the same. And then here we're going to say if this is going to be temp facility is null, or if temp distance, that's the same, then temp facility is going to be equal to power buildings I. And then we're going to return temp facility. Okay. So now we've got that function created. So now we'll copy this. And we'll paste it. And we're going to change this to get closest supply facility. And we can keep that. We can keep that. We're going to change this to supply buildings. All right. Change this to supply buildings. That's all the same. Temp facility, that's fine, that's fine. This needs to go to supply buildings. And that's good. This one is now set. So now we just need one more function that's going to be our trickiest one. It shouldn't be too bad because it's all pretty much the same, but get closest target. All right. So for this, what we have to do is we're going to have to iterate over two different arrays, all buildings and special ops units. We're going to need to do towers too. Yes, towers as well. I don't know that those, I don't think towers are put into the buildings. I think it's a separate array. Let's see. Yeah, because it's facilities. So we have facilities, towers, and special ops units. So we've got to iterate over all three. Okay. So closest target. So we're going to set temp facility null. We'll just use the facility. That's fine. And then essentially we're going to, I think all we really need to do is grab these units. We've got this one for do copy. Let's just paste. We're gonna have 3 loops, right? So one for towers, one for buildings, facilities, and one for units. All right, so essentially we just clear our temps, and then we're going to do all 3 loops, and then we're going to return. So we're just going to fix each of these loops. So you know what? I feel like using a little less change. If I grab closest ops unit and just grab this exactly as is. Well, then I gotta change this to... Alright, fine. Let's just grab this part. Copy. Alright. We'll start off... Let's do special ops units last, I guess. I don't think it matters. Special ops units count, temp location, special ops unit transfer in position, temp distance, blah, blah, blah. That's all fine. If, now here's the weird part. We have to do temp facility because we're going to use the facility one. Is null. Then we set that temps facility equals special ops units I. Okay, so that's our loop for the units. So now we're gonna fix these two. So we'll do this first one. Let's do towers. So we'll just change this to towers. And we'll change this to towers. Temp facility is null or shortest distance, then temp facility equals towers. I. Okay, that part's done. So now we just got to fix this for all facilities. So facilities dot count. Temp location is facilities I. That's all fine. Temp facility, that's good, that's good. And then we change this to facilities. And we're done. I think that's it. That should be all she wrote. So when we call for the closest target, we clear our temps. We iterate over all the towers, figure out which closest tower, and then we go over all the facilities, and if any of them are closer than the tower, it replaces it. And then we iterate over all the special units, and if that's closer than whatever our closest item is, then it replaces that, and then it returns that item. Voila. So now we have everything in place for our random targeting and moving our alien to that new target. It should theoretically work. So let's pop back to our game. All right. And let's, I don't know, let's have some fun. Let's hit file, save. I don't know when the last time I saved was. Play. Okay. We crashed. What happened? Oh, I already know. I'm not even going to read it because I already know what it is. Alien manager. We didn't add. Is the alien? Oh, shoot. Did we do? I screwed this up. Okay. Alien is an instantiated object, and I did this alien manager and game manager as though we can map it, and we can't. Let me zoom in on this code again. So what we need to do instead of this, let's see, targeting manager. What? Oh, are you kidding me? I already did all of this. What? Determine target. Alien targets clear. Target. What? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. All right, well, this is all useless now. Awesome. That's hilarious. All right, let's just go back to our aliens. I can get rid of this targeting manager. Am I using it for anything? T manager, determine target this. Oh, right before set new target. Yeah. Oh, wow. I cannot believe I did that. Yes, I can. All right. Well, we don't need this. So instead, we're going to change this to our alien manager. And we change this to alien manager. And then we're going to copy this line. And we're going to do this for game manager. All right, like that. And then we get rid of, let's see, public. We're going to change this to a private. And we're going to change this one to a private. And I'm just going to relocate these. Okay. Now that's fixed. Save. Pop back over into our game. Ba-dum-ba-bum. Oh, shoot. I apologize if, okay. For anybody watching on YouTube, welcome in. I've still got to get used to paying attention to the chat over there. Feel free to say hi. I am paying attention now. Boom, boom. Here we go. Move this over so that I can see that chat next to this one. I need to put together some sort of, next week I'll have to work on a code to, I need to make a note of that. Some sort of alert to let me know when I have chat in YouTube. Let's add to my Twitch notes. YouTube. Chat notification. Just so I don't miss anything, hopefully. Hello, hello, welcome. Appreciate you hanging out, watching. Keep me in the background. It's all good. Yeah. All right. Boom. Let's switch this back over here. There we go. Okay, let's give this another play test. Let's give this game a play test. Let's see what we got. See if our aliens give us our random functionality. All right, here's our game. It has started. Let me turn the desktop audio back on so you can hear the units. Okay. All right, here we go.
We're awaiting your directive.
All right, well, let's build a tower right there.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then let's go
Coordinates reached. Work is still underway.
to our training and train an ops unit.
Yes, sir.
And we'll go construct a new tower. Build
Yes,
one-
sir.
Build one there. I don't know.
We've reached the coordinates. Work is still underway.
All right. And then, can we train another unit? I have a feeling we're not going to be able to do another one. Probably don't have the... Oh, we did. No, we didn't. So yeah, we got it. That's where we got to play clips. We've got to tie in all of our audio clips to the commands. Let's put that on the list of things to do. Map. Voice clips. And we can also set up combat. Okay. So, yeah, we can't do it because we don't have enough of something. Looks like probably support. So we could have one of our guys do support.
Construction underway.
We gotta wait for him to finish building the tower. He's still got a minute and 20 seconds. Main thing we're looking for here is our enemy alien unit when it comes on screen. Once we get an alien on the radar, we want to see if it should no longer go to the middle. It should now, when it is created, based on our random targeting, which we don't know what the target is, it should determine what it's going to head for and go to that. So it could be a tower, it could be a building, it could be a unit. All right. Boom, boom, cool. Just 20 seconds left for us to finish building this tower.
Construction has been completed.
Right. Let's have you build a support facility right there.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
We've reached the coordinates. Work is still underway.
Gotta fix those clips. That's bugging me that they're backwards.
Construction has been completed.
Okay. Let's have you build us a power facility.
Yes, sir. We've reached the coordinates. Work is still underway.
All right. You can also filter on this game. You can click these buttons up here. So for example, here you have your buildings, your units, your towers. If you only want to see one type, you can turn like your facilities on and off. You can turn your ops units on and off. Turn your towers on and off. So We got this little range thing so we can see where we can do damage around our towers and our units. All right. Just waiting for those aliens, darn it. At the start of the game, it's very slow. We don't want to get rushed when we haven't really built up any kind of defense. So the odds start increasing every pass that we go by where we haven't had an alien attack. And the more and more you build, it also increases your odds. So now that we've built 4 buildings, we've had some time pass, we should be getting an alien. We haven't had one, so we should be getting an alien soon. I would certainly think. I don't think I have the voice stuff set up to notify you. We need to have like because I haven't edited the tower voice. So the tower voice comes on to let you know that there's an alien approaching and that kind of thing, but we don't have that set up yet. That's on the list. Just want to make sure we're good on this targeting. All right. How much time?
Construction underway.
4 seconds.
Construction has been completed.
All right, let's do. Let's have you do another tower. Let's go way out here.
Yes, sir.
That's weird that the tower shows up before it's built. I don't love that. I might have to work on that. We also need to fix the fact that the training units come instantly. Add time delay for training and wait to show building. Do I want to? Maybe not. I'll put a question mark. Building until construction? Question mark. Because in a way, it's nice to see where you've headed to and where you're building, so you don't lose track of that.
Coordinates reached. Work is still underway. Construction complete.
Okay. Just for the sake of testing, since we're still waiting on our alien, how about you build us a supply facility, like way out here?
Yes, sir.
Just curious. Where's our alien?
We've reached the coordinates. Work is still underway.
Training facility. What are we short? Oh, I don't want to build a training facility. Doggone it. I want to go to the training facility and train another unit. Oh, it did this time. Okay, cool.
We're awaiting your directive.
Let's have you build a power facility this way.
Yes, sir.
Normally we wouldn't want to spread our base out, I don't think, like this, but
Coordinates reached. Work is still underway.
Just trying to see if we can see where the alien heads to. I didn't put anything in the debug or anything to say like what its target is. I probably should have done that, but that's okay. Where's our aliens? We got a real shortage of aliens. Come on now.
Construction has been completed.
All right. What do we want? I don't know. How about build another tower?
Yes, sir.
How come this guy's not showing up? There he was. There he's hitting the pings now. Ping. Ping. Ping.
We've reached the coordinates. Work is still underway. Construction complete.
Do 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 do.
Yes, sir. We've reached the coordinates. Work is still underway. Standing by.
Can't believe we haven't had any aliens. I don't know if it broke it or if we're just having really bad or good luck.
Yes, sir. Construction has been completed. Yes, sir. Coordinates reached. Work is still underway. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Coordinates reached. Work is still underway. Coordinates reached. Work is still underway.
I cannot believe we haven't had any aliens. This doesn't seem right. Look at all these rolls. 7, 1, 1. We're just...
Construction has been completed. Yes, sir. We've reached the coordinates. Work is still underway.
Alright, it's still rolling, trying to find that first alien. It's gonna start. It's gonna continue to pick up in frequency, so the odds are gonna continue to go up. It's checking very frequently now. There's only a 1% chance with each check that we get an alien, but at this moment, in this situation in the game, that should be going up with all the buildings we've created. Might have to check that. Have to add, check. Chance for aliens increasing with builds. Okay.
Construction complete. Yes, sir. Construction complete. Orders received. We've reached the coordinates. Work is still underway. Coordinates reached. Work is still underway. Construction has been completed. Yes, sir. Yes, sir? Orders received. Construction has been completed. Orders received. Coordinates reached. Work is still underway. Coordinates reached. Work is still underway. We've reached the coordinates. Work is still underway. Construction has been completed. Orders received. We've reached the coordinates. Work is still underway.
Gotta fix that audio. It bugs me that it keeps playing the wrong clip every time with that one. Where are aliens? There we go. There we go. We just hit our number. Come on. Where is it? Where is it? Where's our alien? Where's our alien? I'm not seeing him. We finally get one. Where the heck is he? I don't see him at all. That is crazy. Uh-oh, why did we hear no audio from that?
Construction complete. Orders received. Construction complete. Orders received. Coordinates reached. Work is still underway.
I also feel like for gameplay, I need something to, like, I need something creative in the kind of the mechanics of the whole thing. Um, like, for example, since you have freedom to place, there should be some sort of incentive or disadvantage placing in certain areas. So maybe either some terrain that makes it difficult to build in areas, or like benefits or disadvantages to building too close or too far from your base, and try to build a little bit of balance to that so that it's not like, I don't know, I feel like, for example, building this inner ring like I did, you know, you have the disadvantage of having to wait until the aliens are close to you before attacking, but you have to build fewer towers than if you're trying to build that outer ring. And I feel like there maybe needs to be a little bit more of some kind of a push. So some kind of a balance mechanic on building locations. I think it would be cool to have, for example, you know, distances from your power facilities, maybe. You know, maybe you can't build a tower too far from your power facility, but like you have benefits of building the further away. I don't know. I'm gonna think on that. There's got to be a good way to kind of improve the building thing. I think a topography would be kind of cool. I think that does add an interesting element. I'm gonna add that to my notes so I don't forget that idea. Distance from power. I like that too. All right. But there should be some incentive to kind of build out and not have everything right in the center. That's what I'm thinking. All right. Now, obviously, we got to figure out how to get more aliens. We only had one come up, and I never even saw it. I don't know what the heck happened there. All right. Boom. Let's see. So there's that. All right. Definitely a few things to think about there, but I think at least though we got the coding in place for determining our targeting. I think that's pretty cool. What time is it? 9:48. It's getting pretty late. I wonder if real quick I have time to fix the audio, swap those out. I'll take a quick look. Flip those ones that are backwards. Let's see. So let's go to our, should be, boy, is it under special ops unit? I don't remember how I did the audio clips. It's been so long. Okay, I'm not calling it from here. It's got to be, I think I have systems manager. Update all clocks. Okay, so there should be, where do I have, it's basically on arrival. Let me check my script too. Special ops. There we go. Work is still underway. Okay, so B, it's supposed to call from group B when you click on the unit and he's still working. But when they starts construction, it should be pulling from group A. All right. I think those must be backwards, is what I'm thinking. So let's try looking at, okay, special ops unit. I looked in here. I don't think it was here, was it? Oh yeah, start construction. Okay. Gotta figure out how I put this together. Start construction. Where is this called from? Let's check. Find all references. Location square. Script. Location square. Right here. All right. Unit here, start construction. Facility construction. Send here construction. Where's all our voice commands? This is what's throwing me off. Voice manager ops. That's where we have our A and B. Select and play clip. Should be this. Let's do a find references on this one. Select and play clip for ops, A and B. Okay, A is coming from call button, and B is coming from special ops unit line 90. Special ops unit line 90. Right here, voice, select and play clip, voice ops B. So this is arrived. All right, so we need to switch this to A. And then the button, call button, 104, call button, line 104, ops select. So we switch this to B. And that should fix that problem of the clips being backwards. Boom. All right, so we save that, we pop back over into our game. Let's do a test. Make sure that sounds right. Sounds better. I feel like it's going to sound a lot better. All right.
We're awaiting your directive.
Let's go build a tower.
Yes, sir.
Now here's the test.
We've reached the coordinates. Construction underway.
Okay. That's a little better. And let's go to our training facility. And train a unit.
Yes, sir.
And let's build a tower.
Yes, sir. Coordinates reached. We broke ground.
All right. So that's already sounding better. That's much better. All right. So now if you click on him,
Work is still underway.
Perfect. So swapping those is what we needed.
Work is still underway.
Yeah. Great. Fantastico. All right, so we can cross that one off the list. Okay. We cross that one off, and cross that one off, and we cross that off. So we accomplished three systems tonight on this. I think that's gonna pretty much do it. I'll be tackling more of this tomorrow during the day. We'll be working on Game Jelly Project tomorrow night. So if this game is interesting you, or if if you're watching on VOD and you're seeing this, again, you can wishlist it on Steam. It's called D.A.D.S, D.A.D.S, and links are on the website. And I'll probably be busting this out. I'm going to do some work on it these next couple of days during the day. And then as far as the stream, a week from today, so next Thursday, I should be busting this out again on stream here on Twitch and or YouTube. Not or, and. So yeah. Hope you'll join us. Appreciate you stopping by tonight. And I hope everybody has a fantastic day. Looks like we bumped into a commercial right as I'm wrapping things up. That kind of sucks. I guess it works though. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed getting to see a little bit of new game. It's not new, it's just I haven't worked on it in a while. So it was nice to kind of dust it off and get some done on it. And I think tomorrow I'll probably make even more progress now that I'm kind of a little more familiar with where I'm at on it, reacquainted with it. So it'll be nice to work on this and see if we can't get this to a releasable state, start promoting it. But take a little bit of time. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. But anyhow, thank you again for joining, and I hope everybody has a fantastic next day. We'll see you tomorrow night for Game Jelly.